It was a bright and sunny morning at the famous Animal. Penny the Penguin waddled in, determined to try the cafe's legendary blueberry pancakes. But as soon as she stepped inside, she slipped on a banana peel left by Benny the monkey. "Incoming!" Penny shouted, sliding straight into Peiko the parrot's table. Crash! The parrot's mango smoothie went, flying, landing right on Mr. Tortoise's head. The cafe went silent for a second, and then Benny the monkey burst out laughing. "Best entrance ever," he yelled. Peiko flapped his wings and said, "Penny, are you here for breakfast or for demolition?" Before Penny could answer, a loud bang came from the kitchen. Chef Raccoon rushed out, covered in flour, yelling, "We have a problem! A big problem!" And that's when everyone heard a strange growling noise coming from the pantry. Paco's eyes widened. Guys, I think we have an uninvited guest." The growling from the pantry grew louder. Peiko, the parrot, slowly peeked inside, his feathers trembling. Suddenly, a giant furry head popped out. It was Gary the goat, munching on a whole bag of coffee beans. "Gary, those aren't snacks!" Chef Raccoon shouted, chasing him with a whisk. But Gary bolted through the cafe, eyes wide, clearly fueled by caffeine. He zoomed past Penny the Penguin, who was still trying to get up, knocking her back onto the floor. "What? Goat on the loose!" Benny the monkey yelled, jumping onto a table for safety. Gary leaped over chairs, bumped into customers, and accidentally turned on the smoothie machine. The blender roared to life, shooting strawberry smoothie across the room like a pink volcano. By the time Gary finally stopped, the cafe looked like a battlefield, chairs overturned, fruit everywhere, and everyone dripping with smoothie. Penny groaned. So, anyone still up for pancakes? Just as everyone started cleaning up the mess, a loud clang came from the roof. Everyone froze. Peiko tilted his head. "Please, tell me that was the wind." Benny the monkey climbed up the window to peek outside. "It's not the wind," he whispered. "It's a cow." Before anyone could react, Daisy the cow fell straight through the skylight, landing in the middle of the cafe with a loud chung. "M.O. Delivery!" Daisy said cheerfully, holding a giant sack of potatoes. Apparently, she was supposed to deliver them to the farmer's market, but somehow ended up on the cafe roof. The sack ripped open, and potatoes rolled everywhere. Gary the goat immediately started chasing them like they were soccer balls. Benny jumped onto one and tried to surf it across the floor, laughing hysterically. Meanwhile, Penny the Penguin was sliding around, trying to catch potatoes before they hit customers' feet. She slipped again straight into the smoothie machine, turning herself into a penguin-shaped strawberry milkshake. Peiko sighed, shaking his head. "This place isn't a cafe anymore. It's a zoo with snacks!" The cafe was pure chaos smoothie, dripping from the walls. Potatoes rolling everywhere, and a hyper goat bouncing between tables. Suddenly, the front door slammed open. In walked Larry the llama, wearing sunglasses and a tiny bow tie. "Did somebody order entertainment?" he asked. Before anyone could answer, Larry pulled out a trumpet from his bag and started playing wildly. Gary the goat began dancing. Benny the monkey tried to juggle potatoes, and Daisy the cow tapped her hooves to the beat. Peiko the parrot, fed up but secretly amused, grabbed a spoon and used it as a drumstick, adding his own rhythm. Even Chef Raccoon joined in, spinning a frying pan like a DJ. Then, just as the music reached its loudest point, Penny the Penguin waddled onto a table and shouted, "Welcome to the first annual Animal Party." Everyone cheered so loudly that even customers passing by came in to join. By the end of the day, no one remembered what they actually ordered, but everyone agreed on one thing. It was the best and messiest day the animal had ever seen. The next morning, the animal was unusually quiet. Sunlight poured through the windows, revealing the aftermath of yesterday's madness. Sticky floors, potato peels in the chandelier, and a suspicious smoothie stain shaped like Penny the Penguin. Peiko, the parrot, sipped his tea and said, "Well, at least nothing crazy is happening today." Right on cue, the door creaked open. It was Mayor Moose, the most serious animal in town, here for his weekly coffee. He stepped inside, looked around at the mess, and froze. "What happened here?" he asked slowly. Before anyone could answer, Gary the goat trotted out of the kitchen, wearing Chef Raccoon's hat, holding a tray of pancakes. "Breakfast is served," Gary announced proudly. Maya Moose raised an eyebrow, took a bite, and smiled. "This is actually amazing," everyone gasped. Penny leaned over to Peiko and whispered, "If Gary can cook, maybe this cafe has a future after all." From that day on, the animal became famous not for its quiet mornings or perfect service, but for being the only place in town where chaos was part of the menu.